Have you got a coffee? Hello, everyone. I am so glad you're joining us today. It's time to just sit back and relax, get your coffee, and we're just going to have a casual conversation here. My name's Linda, and I've got a good friend with me, Jacqueline Turnbow, and she's going to share about the power of thankfulness. And we often life happens in as it does, and just having that attitude of thankfulness can just make such a difference. And I've been watching you, Jacqueline.
Thank
I
you.
have been you now. I just jumped right into this, didn't I?
Oh, it's all good.
We've been talking for a little bit before this, before I recorded. Um, so Jacqueline, you've been doing a 100-day thankfulness challenge. So can you tell all of us, what made you do that? What made you want to do that? Think of doing it.
Well, I honestly, I have been wanting to do it for some time, but as you know, Vanessa Collins, our writing coach, uh, she was just she was just reminding us of the various things that we can do to promote, whether it's our book or enhance our platforms. And she always reminds us when there's 100 days of something. And so there was, I think it had that particular day that she mentioned it was a day of gratitude. And she said it would be nice, if someone do something about gratitude. That's an opportunity. And so I just took it. I said, well, you know what? Hmm, that's a good idea. And it's something I have been wanting to do anyway.
Yep.
And I had just been putting it off because a year or two ago, I used to do Thankful Thursdays. And it was just a broadcast, and I would come on and just um, encourage everyone to just be thankful, and I would read a scripture and whatever God laid on my heart. So I had always said I wanted to do something like a thankful, being thankful or grateful for a long stretch of time. And then when she reminded me that it was gratitude, the day of gratitude, I said, hey, I'm just going to go for it and do 100 days of gratitude. So that's how it all started. But it has evolved into something else. And as you know, Linda, how God can,
Yeah.
he can give you ideas. You may think it's going to go in one direction, but
Oh yeah.
he totally turns it in something totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So
So
that's how I got started.
now I'm curious, is it going to end on your in the Thanksgiving for the US? Is that when it
Yes.
ends? I I
Yes.
I, I hadn't actually calculated it out, but I was thinking that's a possibility. Yeah, good timing.
Yes.
Very good timing. Well, I'm
So,
hoping to post this interview just before Thanksgiving. Just
okay,
yeah,
awesome.
that's
Awesome.
my
Thank
goal.
you.
Yeah. So now 100 days. Have you had any days that were harder to think of anything?
Yes. Because going in, my thought was, okay, I'm just gonna say I'm thankful for food, clothing, shelter, salvation, healing, this,
The
I don't
obvious.
want to say common things,
Yeah,
but
but the obvious ones. Yeah.
yeah. But as I said, it just evolved. The Lord would just drop a thought, just a thought. It would be a thought. And I said, hey, wow. Well, I am grateful for whatever. If it, like last night, what was it? Oh, wow. Well, I'll just say a few days ago, it was temperance. I had an experience where I didn't show the temperance that I needed to.
Wow.
And it was just brought to my attention that although you had a little bit of temperance because you restrained from it could have gone in a different direction, but it came to my mind that we do need to be mindful how we respond in different situations, and temperance should always come to mind. We should restrain if there's a potential to really act out a character
Mhm.
or to show patience and kindness. And so that was one of the topics. I just said I'm grateful for temperance, in which I am, because that was a lesson for me. And just there's different times that I will get a thought or I will experience something, and if I get an impression from God on different, I guess, different viewpoints, and I just share it, and hopefully, it blesses other people. And I've had people inbox me or say, "Hey, I needed to hear that word. Thank you for sharing that." So it's really God is orchestrating this. I would like to say I'm taking full credit. I cannot, because it's just life experiences are just a great teaching tool. And so that's that's how it comes about. Each day something will come to me, because I tried planning it out, it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
And so it's really organic.
So
I
when
like
we
to say it's really organic.
and when we're mindful of being grateful, then we're looking for things we can be grateful for.
Right.
And did you find there was like a change of mindset?
Absolutely, Linda. Absolutely. Because there's times when, and I tell you, when I say God orchestrate this, I am not exaggerating, because I can get in front of the camera or, put a post in, don't have a clue as to what I'm going to share.
Hmm.
And he'll just drop something in my spirit, and I'll just either say or write it out, type it out, whatever comes to me. But then there's times when I may get something and don't wait it. I don't have that impression to share it right then. It might be 5 days later. So yeah, it's been several things that I've shared. It's been a life lesson. And I am for that, I am grateful.
For
I'm
sure.
just grateful for the mind. Like you said, it's a mindset shift. I have seen my mindset shift since I've been doing this 100 days of gratitude.
So like patterns that you used to have been broken.
Yes.
Really.
And, I can say, oh, this is for the audience, because that's what I thought. It was just something great to not only encourage individuals, but and help build my platform, the ministry part of my platform. But really, if like I said, if no one got anything out of it, I did.
Oh, I did. I was watching.
So,
And I had mentioned earlier, I when we had talked last, there was uh, a very difficult family event that happened. So I knew what was going on behind the scenes, and yet I was still watching you being thankful, and it was so inspiring. Um,
oh, thank you.
just that you were able to focus on what to be thankful for in the pain, in the difficult times. And it's often just God's strength that does that.
Yes, that's why I know this is, although I thought it was just, oh, it's a good idea, but no, it was a God idea, and I didn't realize it. It was really a setup.
As
And
often
that's
it
why
is.
I know is from him, because there's no way doing this in my own strength, seeing what has been going on, with my family. I know it's him getting me through this, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, yeah. So has there been any specific that really stood out for you so far? Because it's almost at the end of your 100 days.
Yes, we're really wrapping this up.
Mhm.
I can't say. I probably should have looked at the different things before I jumped on with you. Um,
Did you write everything down?
the majority, I would say the past week or two, I haven't,
Okay.
but I try to keep track
You're the
of it
author,
because
so
I don't know, this might turn into a
the
book. I
book.
don't know.
You're the author, so come on.
So it may turn into
Yeah,
a book, but
yeah.
I would say just the lessons, like far as when I said temperance, and I
Mhm.
just put something up talking about laughter. Going back to what you said, Linda, you watch me go, do this through the different situations that's been going on personally. God is so faithful. I talked about the other day that I was thankful for laughter, because I would say, the past 3 weeks, just the smallest things will just tickle me. And
Okay.
I could just I can find joy in just something simple someone would say, or if I seen something, it would bring laughter on, and God knew I needed that.
Yeah, laughter is a good medicine.
It is. And it was, I don't know, things really, to all transparency, things had started to really weigh on me, because one thing was happening after another, and I had seen other people dealing with some things too, and it just started to get heavy. So God, in his faithfulness, somehow he said, okay, I got to put some laughter in her life, so she can remember that I love her,
Mhm.
and that although there's these things are going on, you can still find joy.
Yeah,
And so I'm grateful for that. So that was good. Just acknowledging that, and just different other things, like I talked about relationships one day. Um, there are some shifts going on in some of my relationships, and it caused me to really take a look, make an assessment where I was personally, and God, just in all his sovereignty, just made me aware of some things and encouraged me, and I in turn was able to share, and hopefully it helps someone else.
that's really good. So do you know, were other people doing this with you, or were you doing it on your own? Um,
You know what? I wish I could answer that, but no one said that, hey, I'm on this journey with you, because I did do I did, like, was it last year? I did it for maybe a month, or maybe less than a month.
Okay.
I think it was less than a month. I did have people go along with me. They would come on every week and, we would go through it. But this time around, I'm not sure. I can't answer that. I don't know if anyone um, has been taking that thankful journey along with me, but I know there have been individuals that will come and say thank you, again, thank you for sharing, or that was good today. And they're either follow me for several days and they may drop off, and then you may see them again. So it's been kind of up and down.
It depends on how the algorithm goes too, right?
Right, that's true.
Can't always count on that. See the
Yes,
same
yes.
people every day. Yeah, yeah. So, so have you noticed yourself, any changes in yourself? Have your family noticed changes in yourself?
I think I think they have noticed some things that I've said. I've been more outspoken in a good way.
Mhm.
Uh, when I when I have that opportunity to speak to my family um, in a larger setting, God has really given me more courage to do that, because we've suffered so much loss in the family. And again, going back to what you said, Linda, about a mindset shift, he's letting me see that we cannot take our position in our family for granted. When I say our position, meaning if we're a few of the Christians in our family, or if he uses us to be a mentor to our family, or what have you, however you want to frame it, he's showing me the importance of how we have to be the light, and we have to encourage not only our generation, but the next generation, the importance of knowing God and just having values, because there's so much out there for the younger generation to identify with, which is to their detriment if they go along with the narrative of the day, because it's totally against what God has set in place, the principles that he has. So during this, I do see that my family, they're seeing a difference, as far as me really putting myself out there and really sharing, the gospel with them.
That's really good. So, I can't recall where you live, Jackie.
Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio. All right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you're retired, or you're
Well,
still working?
yeah, well,
I know
I
you're a writer because that's where we met. I know, so I know you write. I,
yeah, I can say it's almost like I am retired. I chose after I was displaced. Um, it's going on 13 years now. I've been out of the marketplace. I can say I was kind of forced in retirement, but I work for myself now, and who knows if I found another position in the corporate, if God releases me to do that, I'm open to it. At first, if you would have told me that probably last week, like, are you out of your mind? But I'm learning that I have to be open whatever he wants
yeah,
me to do at
yeah,
this juncture in my life. I'm open to it.
yeah.
But I guess that's a good question. I don't want to say I'll say no, I'm not in retirement.
Okay.
That was a roundabout answer, but no, I'm not in retirement. There's still some things that I'm going to be doing, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Retirement can be just fun stuff too.
Yeah, that's what when I think of retirement, I'm not working for myself. I'm not working for anyone. I'm just enjoying life.
Yeah,
But so I guess to answer that question, no, I'm not in retirement because I'm still doing some things.
yeah, yeah. So what would be your encouragement or your wisdom from the last 100 days? What would be your comments for people who are listening?
I would say be open to what God has planned for you in this season. Don't fight, don't fight what he desires to do in you and through you because you'll lose so much time, precious time.
Yeah.
We may gain things, we can get things back, but we can never get time back.
No, no.
And so whatever you're doing, make an assessment. Just make sure it's what God has orchestrated for your life. The purpose and the plan that he has for you. Don't waste any more time. You could be young, you could be old, but no matter how young or old you are, you can never regain the time that you lost. So be intentional, be purposeful with your time and make a difference.
I'll be grateful.
Yes, and be
And
grateful.
be grateful. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
for
And,
sure.
and I think like when we're thankful for all things, even the
Yeah,
things we don't understand,
absolutely.
knowing that um, we don't have to understand.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Because God knows the bigger picture, the bigger plan. I was just talking to someone the other day. Uh, they were just sharing some of their past experiences and how everything has led up to what they're doing now.
yeah. It might not make sense at the time.
Yes. So it's important. Don't take anything for granted. Be grateful for where you are. Don't try to understand it because sometimes our finite mind, we don't see what God sees.
I
And
heard the other day I had someone wanted prayer for a job interview. And so I had followed up and, how did your interview go? And she was so positive, just like, I'm so thankful God has a different plan for me. I was like,
awesome.
wow, what an awesome reply. You know,
Absolutely.
she's just
Absolutely.
thankful for the opportunity for the interview. God has a different plan. It's like, wow, that's
That's
so
amazing.
positive. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they open themselves up for the
Mhm.
blessings of God when we are thankful, even when there could you feel like everything is coming at you and you're remaining positive and thankful and grateful. It's you untie God's hands
Yeah.
and you open your heart to receive whatever he desires to place in your life and then some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
always good to be open and positive and grateful.
well, we had talked earlier, so I had this big water leak, and in the process, they had to do a whole lot of building this orange tarp tunnel from my back door to the bathroom. And I was just I mean, it's there. At least it wasn't ugly. It was orange and it was a seasonal color. So I'm
I
gonna think of
love
something positive with this, right? I mean, it was
it.
right there in the doorway. So yeah, and then I managed to get a brand new bathroom out of the deal. So okay,
See,
God's got a plan. You know, I
he's
needed
got
a
a
new
plan. I'm
bathroom.
just gonna go with it. Hey.
Yeah. Like, thank you, Lord. I got a new bathroom. I don't know. I didn't think I
Right.
needed it, but I guess I'm thankful I have it.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah, yeah. So looking with that perspective, just makes a difference.
Yes,
I think it gives us more patience.
it
Uh,
really does. It
you know,
does, Linda.
and,
I tell you,
and lowers the stress level if we
it
have
does.
if we have a
It does.
mindset of like, what can I see positive that I can be thankful about in this situation?
That's right. That's right. And we have to realize too, people are looking at us. And in that state of being positive and thankful and grateful, you never know how you're encouraging that person to continue on. Someone, God forbid, but someone may want to take their life, but their own life. But if they see you being grateful and positive, they'll find some hope. Well, there is hope.
Yeah.
And maybe if I, change my thoughts and, do the same thing, be positive, things will turn out better. So it's always good.
Well, isn't Joyce Meyer's book Battlefield in the Mind, or Battle
Hmm.
in the Mind, or something?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Because that's where the enemy attacks us,
yes.
in our thoughts. And he tried to paint this horrible picture when it's not true. That is the furthest thing from reality. But he wants to paint those images in our mind, and it'll just take us somewhere where we really don't need to be. So
And
yes, it is. It's a battle in our mind just to keep that positivity and keep that heart of Thanksgiving going.
yeah, and anything can be turned around to be thankful. Like
Absolutely.
breaking our ankle. Okay, so we have to rest. We have to watch the Hallmark movies. We have to,
Right.
darn.
Right.
And there's some positive things that we can discover in there. It's time set aside to read a book. Um, you
Absolutely.
know, and for our community to be community and give,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of things that can come out of anything when we let God be God,
Amen.
and just relax with it, and see the things how he wants to move.
That's powerful. I will share this real quick. Um, I was interviewing my son, one of my sons, the other day, and he used to play football. Well, he still play it, but not on a collegiate level like he was, or he was semi-pro. But
Wow.
he had aspired um, to go pro all the way, and it just didn't happen for him. And he made the statement that he had to find peace in that because God had a different plan.
Mhm.
And he said maybe it happened that way because he said he was a violent player. He used to worry me so because would he would tackle those guys and but he said just seeing the NFL today, he believed that God was protecting him because he said, Mom, I could really have gotten injured, and for the rest of my life, it could have been bad. And he said, I see now that just wasn't the plan for me. And God spared me from that so I can be able bodied to help individuals now. Because that's what he does. He and his wife, they they're advocates for um, healthy living, whether it's fitness or wellness, and they have a lot going on. And he wouldn't be able to do anything if he was, injured to the point where he really couldn't function. So he saw that it was a blessing for him not to fulfill that particular dream that he had. And his dream now, his goal is now to help people be excited about being healthy. So when he said that, I was like, wow, I never would have twisted like that. But I was grateful to see that, because at some point I was concerned when he was a lot younger if he really felt bad about not pursuing an NFL career. And now
Okay.
I see now that he's okay with it. He has peace with it. He's doing what he loves now. So I'm just grateful that he did have that mindset to turn it around, not look at it from a negative standpoint, but he sees a positive, and he just trust God's plan for his life. So
Mhm. And
yeah,
like often we have a dream that we have that changes
right.
um for whatever reason, and there's probably a grief process in that too.
Yes,
But we can be thankful for all things.
all things. Yes, yes. It's just amazing. And to answer your question earlier, when you said, how has this changed my thinking going through the 100 days?
Mhm.
I find now, I find opportunities to see how, just like I just shared that story, you just had your story, and I shared that story about my son, just different things. I'm more, I guess my alert, what do you want? My antennas go up when I hear someone talk about being thankful or grateful for a situation that could have totally been turned around, and they got a revelation that it's working together for their good. So it's almost like doing this, I can just target in situations, the opportunities to where God can show himself strong in those moments of thanksgiving and gratitude. And I pray that it continues on, that I'll always be conscious or sensitive, however you want to frame it, to being thankful, being grateful, accepting the opportunities to be a light to someone, to encourage someone to live. I say live from the overflow, because if we have a heart of gratitude and thanksgiving, and we're just filled with, thanksgiving, there's no room for anything else. And if we constantly give out and we get replenished, we can always be be a light to someone. And that's what I pray, that I remain for the rest of my days, to always be a light for someone, to encourage someone, and hopefully they can see the reality in having a grateful and a thankful heart, and how they can live their best life by doing so.
Well, and you have been doing that. So I really have been appreciating the 100 days, the 100-day journey. And I'm sure that, or I hope that or show up again at a different time, 100 days again, maybe during like a 40-day Lent thing or something. um,
Yeah, we'll
you know,
see.
40 days is in there a few times where we have opportunities. So yeah, excuse me. Um, so I'm just really thankful that you had time to share today. This is really profound what you've been doing, and I really encourage people to start a journal of 100 day 100 days, or even for the month, of things that you're grateful for, and then continue it.
Yeah.
um, I think when we're in that pattern and the discipline of doing it, then we're mindful of looking for it, and God will show how he is faithful God will show us his answered
Amen.
prayers. He will show us um, so many things that we take for granted that
Yes,
we just he'll give us new eyes to see. I think
absolutely.
I think that's it. He'll give us new eyes to see, and even in the really hard stuff,
Right.
um, we can be thankful for parts of it that we had the
Yeah,
opportunity to be part of it. Um,
absolutely.
you know, and the people that we just meet every day, and
Yes,
we look for things to be thankful
yeah,
for. So it just
yeah.
makes a difference because we can always
It
like
really does.
there's stuff coming at us. We all know that. So it depends on what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
just appreciate the focus of being grateful, and I love that we have we have to me it's a grateful season right before
Yeah.
the Christmas season. So it puts
Yeah.
us in a good it puts us I think it puts us in a good mindset to prepare
Yes,
for
it
the
does.
season.
Yes, because November is the month of gratitude. Well, really every month should be, but technically November is the month of gratitude. So yes.
Yeah. In Canada, I use October.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
because that's your Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Okay.
we're at the beginning of October. So between the beginning of October and the end of November for you guys is a long stretch of just kind of like, well, now what? So I just kind of
Right.
I do all of October is thankful. I try to focus on
Okay.
that. And then I've been
Awesome.
following your thankful, so it's been good. It's been
Yay.
oh yeah. So thanks so much for your time, Jackie. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you for
It's
having me. It's been a honor. So I really appreciate you for allowing me to share.
always good. Always good. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you again next time.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye for now.